Holla. So thank you for the hot chocolate in the morning. The time we spent with you was never boring.
Mrs. Sanford, you were our aide for third. You always listened to what had to be heard. You graded our tests, definitely the best. You made third grade so much fun by letting us play in the sun.
What can we say? You helped those in need while the others got to play. A true specialist you are. We will miss you by far.
Miss Minucci, you created fun memories when we walked through the door. Kindergarten with you was never a bore. Your origami skills to carrying the dragon head, we always felt excited for the next day when we went to bed.
And now, as we say to you a special goodbye, we'll always remember you when we read and write.
Thank you, Mrs. Storms, for everything you do. Your advice is somehow always true. You're an excellent and hard worker. You help make us great learners.
Mrs. Westlock, you helped us build our California missions and helped us create a fun fiesta day. Thank you for teaching us about El Camino Real, and Colombia was the best in every way.
Mrs. Nostat, your class is where it's at. Taking notes is super cool. It's the best part of school. When we reached the summit, we were all weak, but when we were hiking at Walker Creek.
Senora Buckley, Rojo, Amarillo, Verde, Azul, we smile with fondness when we think of you. From La Paz, Bolivia to Lima, Peru, you taught us the countries and numbers too. We'll never forget the Chocolate song and the moments with you we've shared for so long.
Sister Pat. To Sister Pat, a problem-solving nun, you helped us deal with our issues so we could have fun. You were always there when we were feeling blue. We always knew we could come to you.
We'll always remember you from our middle school year for helping us prevent any unnecessary tears.
Deacon Cunningham, dear Deacon Ed, you are the best. Hanging with you made us feel so blessed. From Have a Lovely to watching the Pope, we'll always remember your kind smile and funny jokes.
It's always great to see you at Mass. Our time with you has really been a blast.
Mrs. Mack, in our technology class, we've had a blast. From typing to editing, we've learned to use Word and plug in a cord. Thank you for teaching us technology.
Mr. Dunn, you make computers so much fun. You direct computers to make sure they're running, and your skills with computers are truly stunning. So thank you for being the best, and truly better than all the rest.
Miss Chambliss, your beautiful voice made us want to sing. You taught us to play instruments that went ding-ding. From bass clef, staccato, and whole notes, the Fearsome Pirate Frank show really rocked our boats. Music with you was never a bore, so thank you, Miss Chambliss, whom we adore.
Mr. Balistreri, PE is no longer scary. Let me tell you, it was very fun, playing soccer in the sun or basketball inside. You taught us how to play sports with pride. You're a Giants fan, but whom else would you root for besides the best in the land?
Mrs. Rumsey, whether it's making plates out of clay, drawing gestures in the day, you always helped us with our art because you have a great big heart.
Mrs. Silvera, you are the best. You're so much better than all the rest. Always always helping us check out books and not judging their covers by the looks. But we can trust you after we leave. You will give the books the care they need.
Buenos noches, Senor Ware. To you, no one can compare. Spanish class is where you look for the guava and the workbook. In Spanish, you learn on among and listen to Shakira songs. Senor teaches us to use a star when you want to tell where you are. Mexico, Spain, Chile, Peru, count on Senor to say ay to you.
Hey, Mr. Barkan, you're our #1 math man. You set up the Maginot line so we don't fight all the time. With us, fractions aren't a bother ever since you're a grandfather.
Thank you, Mr. Sonnenbaum, for teaching us equations. Although algebra is hard, we didn't need persuasion. You rock, Mr. Sonnenbaum, even if you won't share your ruler. No one else could make algebra cooler. And if we're in algebra 1 or 2, it doesn't matter because we'll never forget you.
Thank you, Mrs. Stillman, for all your stories and fun. Even with all your learning skills, you left us stunned. Your love of great literature inspires a sense of adventure. You're best at what you do, and not a day will go by without thinking of you.
Thank you, Mr. Casey, for all that you do, from Cornell notes to lectures and bell work too. From slams of your books and snaps of your pen, your funny reenactments are things we'll never see again.
Mrs. P. Class, science class with Mrs. P. Always teaching and being funny. Everyone loving to go to class. Everyone always having a blast. Going to the creek and having some fun under the San Anselmo sun. We are going to hate saying goodbye, but we will not forget you over time.
Thank you, Mrs. Burrell. You made 8th grade quite a thrill. You took us over mountains and big rolling hills. You always give us a kick, and then you brought out the ninja stick.
Yeah!
You taught us literature and grammar, and when we were loud, you weren't afraid to throw down the hammer. Your teachings and your laugh we'll never forget. Now we walk down this road without regret. Thank you, Mrs. Burrell.
Mrs. Hicks, ever since the 5th grade, you've helped us through a tough time, and you never gave up on us during the climb. On our assignments, we might have made doodles, but we will never forget about those poodles. Now, as our co-principal, you lead this school and help us make us invincible. Thanks for the laughs and kicks, but most of all, thank you, Mrs. Hicks.
Thank you, Mrs. G. You treat us like family. You unconditionally take the lead, making sure we learn fractions and know how to read. You provide structure and independence, allowing us the chance for perfect attendance. We leave you with this, a big thank you, and we'll miss seeing you each day. From August until May. Thank you, Mrs. G.
Masters with Father are never a bother. After kicking the ball and being with us all, you've retrieved our balls and blessed us all. Father Neil, you're a 2-in-1 deal. You preach to us in Mass and pray with our class. So thanks for helping us through the ranks of a truly great school. Father Healy and St. Anselm, we surely love you.
Got these teachers, man.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah, those ones.
Security.
To go to the library.
Read a book.